This is our seated row machine. This machine will work on our trapezius, our rhomboids, our biceps, and also our rear deltoid. The setup's important. We're going to have the machine set to a seat height that when Chris pulls the handles back, the forearms are almost parallel to the ground, and the hands will come to approximately midline of the chest. We're also going to make sure that we have the pad in front of us set to the correct position, that we can reach the handles with a very slight stretch, and when we come back, we can get our full position without hitting the top of the weight stack. So Chris, if you could grab the handles, please. Notice how Chris reaches forward, slightly flexes, but then resets his posture. He has the feet on the floor, or in this case, we actually have them slightly dorsiflexed. As long as they're not plantar flexed, that's fine. We have a nice straight line through the hips, we have neutral spine, we have a nice gentle thoracic extension, and we have the ear lined up with shoulder. Chris, you can perform 3 or 4 good repetitions, please. Now, the good repetitions, the key point here is this. As Chris is doing this movement, he's thinking about retracting his scapula together through the movement. So you'll see, where my fingers are, his scapula come together, they're touching each other almost, then they start to lengthen apart, but he's not losing posture through this region. He's holding a really good thoracic position the entire time. Notice how the hands come back level with the chest, and his head does not move. This time we'll show you a few different compensations. The first compensation is someone over-recruiting the lumbar spine and going into excessive arch in the lumbar and relax. The next compensation is someone who doesn't actually use their trapezius in this mid-region correctly, or their lower, and what you're going to see is more of a protracted position. The shoulders actually round forward. We do that one again. So we see a loss of form. The shoulders rolling forward, the pecs aren't actually lengthening correctly, we're not getting correct activation of the rhomboids and the trapezius, and really that's just training poor posture into someone, just reinforcing this protracted shoulder position. This time, come to that same position and we correct it from the bad position, and we'll show the difference. So you see, hold here, so you can see this is with these scapula not brought together. Now just correct that for me. Squeeze my fingers, and you can see how he lengthens out through the pecs, he retracts the scapula. See the difference? It's quite significant. And again, lower down. We also might see a forward head carriage or a chin poke. This is very, very common with people, particularly when they lift too much weight, they can't stabilize through the cervical spine. Let's just finish off on a few good repetitions. So think about those coaching points again. We have a nice neutral alignment, the toes pointing forward, the knee over the toe. We have excellent alignment through the lumbar. We have some gentle thoracic extension. We have retraction and depression of the scapula with a nice head alignment. The core is also being thought of and being drawn in gently throughout the entire movement. That's fantastic. You can relax there, Chris. So that's our seated row machine.